You must be the lady I've been hearing so much about.
Well, I said that Christy was a big test to see if Sydney Sweeney had the box office pull that Hollywood hyped her and hoped that she had. Well, Christy did not. Proved to be a knockout at the box office. It was knocked out at the box office, grossing just $1.3 million from nearly 2,200 theaters, making it one of the worst openings ever for a wide release. First thing Monday morning, Sydney took to Instagram writing, "I'm so deeply proud of this movie. Proud of the film David made, proud of the story we told, proud to represent someone as strong and resilient as Christy Martin. This experience was one of the greatest honors of my life. The film stands for survival, courage, and hope. Through our campaigns, we've helped raise awareness for so many affected by domestic violence. We all signed on to this film with the belief that Christy's story could save lives. Thank you to everyone who saw, felt, and believed, and will believe in this story for years to come. If Christy gave even one woman the courage to take her first step towards safety, then we will have succeeded. So yes, I'm proud. Why? Because we don't always just make art for numbers. We make it for impact. And Christy has been the most impactful project of my life. Thank you, Christy. I love you." Yeah, Christy's story is an important story to be told. But yeah, we're going to kind of put that aside. Yeah, I want to talk about Sydney Sweeney's impact on the box office. Now, first off, yeah, the people who did see Christy liked it. Yeah, they gave it a cinema score of B+, and actually has a 99% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, the people who did see it liked it, and that's not a surprise, because yeah, the subject matter is a rousing sports drama, kind of beat the odds. That's going to make you feel good when you walk into the theater, and inspired when you walk into the theater. And Christy had good buzz coming out of the Toronto International Film Festival, and while the immediate headline said that Sydney had Oscar buzz, another instance of Hollywood trying to make Sydney happen.
What is this feeling like when you're hearing Oscar buzz for you?
Oh man, I mean, I'm just so appreciative that people are watching this film.
The reviews settled that down a little bit. But yeah, it had a 67% fresh rating Rotten Tomatoes going into release. So yeah, a movie like this is a true test of an actor's box office draw, because it's their face, their name on the poster and trailer. It's not a sequel, it's not based on any previous material. So yeah, the draw to get people in the theater is the actor. Audiences did not show up. And every movie star has their bombs. Dwayne Johnson just bombed with a very similar themed The Smashing Machine last month. Audiences have shown up for Dwayne many, many times in the past. So that's an instance where you can look at, what went wrong there? Why didn't the audiences show up for that project of Dwayne's? But yeah, when it comes to Sydney, I mean, this is their 5th box office bomb in a row. And even Anyone But You didn't demonstrate any box office pull. It opened with $6 million, but it held on at the box office like most holiday releases do and became a word-of-mouth hit.
People love the rom-com. You brought it back.
Thank you.
You crushed it.
I'm just so thankful that everybody's loving it.
I warned of this when Hollywood was falling all over themselves, declaring Glenn Powell and Sydney new box office movie stars. But I said we have to wait and see if audiences show up for the next project. Yeah, so Sydney's first project after Anyone But You was Madam Web, which was a high-profile bomb, but that wasn't a test of her box office drawing power, because yeah, it was a comic book movie with Dakota Johnson getting marquee billing. Sydney had a supporting role in that movie and wasn't even featured in the trailer.
But what do you take?
Wait, what?
There you go. Okay. What do you?
They should use that in some quotes.
Yeah.
5 weeks later, in March 2024, was Sydney's first test. She was the face and the name on the horror movie Immaculate. And I've talked about this before, but yeah, with true movie stars, yeah, marketing is just put their name and face on a poster and it sells the movie. People will show up. And yeah, this is fresh off Anyone But You's success. There's no American Eagle, controversy. Immaculate opened lower than Anyone But You with 5.3 million. Certainly not a figure that puts you on Hollywood's A-list, but it's another instance of Hollywood really trying to make them happen. Oh, in May, The Hollywood Reporter declared that Sydney and Glenn were both on a new Hollywood A-list. Oh, okay. Next was Americana in August, which also bombed at the box office. And my favorite effort to prop up Sydney was Deadline, who said it wasn't a box office bomb when it only made $500,000. No, it was a bomb. While other outlets, and actually including her Americana co-star Halsey, attributed the lack of audience turnout to the controversy surrounding Sydney's American Eagle Jean campaign, which had come out a couple weeks prior, like people were boycotting the movie. No. The next weekend, Eden opened, and yeah, it bombed at the box office too. And yeah, it was labeled as a Sydney Sweeney movie, but yeah, the failure of that movie is equally attributed to the other stars of that movie, Jude Law, Vanessa Kirby, Ana de Armas, and Daniel Brühl. But yeah, that movie's failure was also tied to Sydney's American Eagle campaign, and that headline has continued for Christy's failure at the box office. I was going to do a segment on Americana back in August, but yeah, timing just, I wasn't able to do it. But yeah, I'll say now what I was going to say then is that people aren't boycotting Sydney's movies because of the American Eagle campaign. Sydney never had box office pull to begin with. I think people are believing the Hollywood hype machine that said Sydney was on the A-list and she was this big star, but the numbers were never really there to begin with. Like, I don't even think people really, cared about the American Eagle thing that much. It seemed like it was mostly created by Fox News. Like, people on the street were not talking about Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle Jean campaign. No. Like, I mean, actors have had far bigger controversies, and people have still shown up for the movies. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. Everyone was talking about that, and yeah, people were wondering, is he still going to have box office power? People still showed up for Bad Boys Ride or Die. That didn't affect his box office pull, and yeah, Sydney's American Eagle campaign has not affected her box office pull either. She never had any to begin with.
I bet most people go their entire lives and they don't even know what their thing is.
Yeah, what do you think of Christy's failure at the box office and Sydney's reaction to it to focus on the impact it had on her?